You too. What's going on? Appreciate y'all watching my videos. What's going on? What's going on? So we back in business, man. We back to business. You know, business as usual. You know, I'm down here picking up a load. Down here picking up, and yeah, man. No more jerk chicken. It's all good. Me and my wife, we booked another cruise for September. We booked another cruise for September. So at the end of September, we're gonna do it again, man. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again. Let me see what y'all talking about. Yeah, what's going on? Big Face, what's going on? Hey, Big Face, congratulations on your first load, man. I seen you posted your first load on Facebook, man. Congratulations. You finally put your DOT numbers on the side of your truck, man. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. You know, your first 6 months is gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough the first 6 months because nobody don't know who you are. I mean, I know you got some relationships with some brokers from Travel Locals, so you know you can tell those brokers like, hey, Mr. Broker, I'm no longer with Travel Local. I'm running under my own DOT numbers. And, you know, if you got a good relationship with them, they'll work with you, because you're the same guy, same truck and trailer. I mean, it's just different DOT numbers. But congratulations, man. Ever thought about getting a flatbed? Yeah, I am thinking about getting a flatbed. I thought about it because I seen some flatbed trailers for about 20,000. You know, I can go buy a flatbed trailer cash. You know, I got 20. I got the 20. I can just do that. I thought about it. I don't know nothing about flatbed, so I don't know nothing about flatbed. I never had any training. I don't know the safety rules. I don't know the strapping, the regulations on the straps. I don't know nothing about flatbed. So if I go pull a flatbed load, I would have to stick to the flatbed loads, the safe loads, like load of bricks, pipes, the easy stuff, nothing complicated, because I'll go and get a flatbed load and I'll get pulled in the scales. The DOT officer like, oh, that load is not in regulations. Come on in and get this ticket, driver. Come on in and get it. I don't know nothing about flatbed. I thought about it. I really thought about it because you can pick up a flatbed trailer for about 15, 20,000. And flatbed rates right now are the top paying rates right now. Besides RGN, car haulers, and tankers. So the three dominant sectors in trucking is dry box, reefer, and flatbed. And so you get into the specialty stuff. I'm not talking about the specialty loads. I'm not talking about tanker. I'm not talking about RGN. I'm not talking about step deck. I'm not talking about boat haulers, car haulers. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the three dominant sectors in trucking. And so right now, flatbed is the top paying. You can get $3 a mile pulling flatbed right now. So it's just like, man, should I go get a flatbed? I mean, you can go get your flatbed trailer for 20,000. So I'm just saying. Milkman said, shut up. Yeah, so are you still my getting the flatbed? Yeah. I mean, I seen some flatbed trailers about $15,000-$20,000. I can go pay cash for a flatbed trailer right now. I thought about it, but I don't know nothing about it. So I'm kind of on the fence. I'm kind of on the fence of doing three things. I was thinking about going to get a reefer trailer because I seen some reefer loads paying, you know, a little bit better than dry. I know how to run reefer, so you know, I don't, I don't have a whole lot of reefer experience, but I know how to turn a reefer on, set the temp, and basic stuff about a reefer. I know basic stuff, so I can run a reefer, basic reefer stuff. Or getting another dry box, because there's some direct shippers I'm thinking about, reaching out to, and some of these direct shippers, they want you to have 2, 3, 4 trailers, and so I could probably pick up 2 drive-in trailers for $10,000 each, $11,000 each, and then drop them trailers at that shipper, and they'll have those loads ready for me, because they want you to have the trailer on their property for 24 to 48 hours to get it loaded, and you get that's the best way to get a direct shipper, because you can have a trailer running, you could be running this trailer, then you can run a load back close to your shipper, drop that trailer, hook up to the next one, and keep it moving. You know what I mean? So there's a couple things I was thinking about, or getting a flatbed. I don't know nothing about flatbed freight, so it's kind of like, should I mess with something I don't know nothing about? I should stick to what I know. So it's like, okay. So I'm on the fence on doing a couple things. That's kind of, exclamation thought, say, you've been doing good with reefer. Yeah. But them dark times. Yeah. That's one thing I like about dry van freight. If you know what you're doing with dry van freight, you don't sit that often. You don't sit that long. With dry van freight, you have to stay away from grocery loads. The Walmarts, the Targets, the Food Lions, the only time I pick up I'm learning how to do this thing. So the only time that I run a grocery load that I know, loads that usually take all day, 3-4 hours detention, right? If the load picks up and deliver in the same day, I have no problem sitting there for the rest of the day, because I'm already at the end of the day. So I sit there. Long as they get me empty by the morning, I'm good. Then I have a load booked for the next day. But see, if you book a load to a grocery facility, a retail type place, a Walmart, Target's got some long waits. Targets, they, the Food Lions, the Publixes, the grocery places. If you pick that load up, pick up the load one day, deliver it to the next day, and you got a late appointment, that load ain't gonna work out for you. The best way to run a grocery load is to have it pick up and deliver in the same day if you can. If the load got about 300 to 400 miles on it, you can pick that load up and have appointment for later on, like midnight or something. That's the best way to do a grocery load, like a 10 p.m. appointment, 2200 appointment, 2300 appointment, midnight appointment, 1 o'clock in the morning appointment, because then you can sit at the dock, do your 10-hour break. And if they take too long, it won't get into your next day to run your truck. And so by the time they get you unloaded, you have your 10-hour break, and then you can go ahead and get going to your next load. I don't mess with loads that hold you up for more than they need to. When they got them 2 days out on appointment, that you're not making no money. You're not gonna make no money like that. A load tying you up like that you just not gonna make no money. So the name of this game in trucking is to get loaded quick, deliver the load, get empty quick, get to the next one. That's how you make your money. And like I talked to guys who be doing these short loads that be holding their truck up for the whole day. The whole thing with running short loads is that you got to get loaded, deliver the load in the same day, get to a next one. And if you can do two $400 loads, two $500 loads in the same day, that's a good day. I mean, you could do $1,000 on 2 short loads. And like that's the name of this game. So exclamation thought says, this week I was on course to do 289 on all miles, 2,000 miles, but then I got caught up at a receiver, screwed it up. Yeah, man, that's just how it is. 844, I'm getting my authority. Should I worry about booking loads? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you got the gift for gab, you can do very well talking to brokers and booking loads. I mean, I can tell you straight up, I don't have the gift for gab. I don't have the gift for gab. I'm not slick with my words, and so I just call up the brokers and get the best rate I can. So I do the best I can. So that's just what it is. I used to target 1,000 a day last year. This year, correction, is 800 a day. I mean, you try to just get the best rate you can. That's just the best rate you can. That's just what it is. So, V-Roar says that's a 20% adjustment. Yeah, man, you just get the best you can, Do you still have your SF5 truck? Yeah, I still got this SF5 truck. Big dog, man, I bought this truck. I went ahead and bought this truck. I bought that SF5 truck. I did a video like long time ago when I got the title to the truck. Yeah, I got the title to this truck. Ain't no point going out and getting another truck when I'm already in the truck. Ain't nothing wrong with this truck. So I got the title to this truck. Oh, you was looking for the video? I don't know what I titled it. I don't know what I titled that video. It's in there. But I still got this truck. It's not a finance truck. RJ says, warn about booking loads with new authority. With a new authority, if you can get, once you apply for your authority and get insurance and you let it get seasoning for 30 days, you won't be able to pull a lot of freight, but however, there's a lot of freight to be pulled. So Uber Freight, they'll let you book loads with 30 days. C.H. Robertson, they got plenty of freight. It's not the best freight in the world, but You can pull loads with C.H. Robertson with 30 days. Coyote Logistics. I don't like Coyote Logistics. However, they got loads. I mean, when you a new carrier, you can't be picky. You can't really be picky. You decided to step out here with your own truck and trailer, with your own authority. So you can't be worried about, you got to get through your first year. Once you get your first year, then you can be picky. Then you can be picky, you know? And so, like, I get turned down on loads, you know? I get turned down on loads because brokers, they start to get even pickier. Yeah, I got almost 2 years with my authority. However, like they start to look at your authority and say, oh, you only got one truck. We looking for somebody who got multiple trucks. They start to get extra picky. They be like, oh, how many truck and trailers do you have? Oh, I just got one. Well, we looking for a carrier that's got 5 trucks or more. Thank you. I'm like, but I meet all your minimum requirements. Yeah, I know, but we looking for a different carrier. You know what I mean? And it's funny. It's not too often, but I say out of 100 loads, you might get turned down on like 5 or 10, you know? So it's not something you should be worried about. You just got to call brokers up and get a feel for what brokers got just going to allow you to let you run for them. And so, and you just got to get your notepad and just start calling up brokers and asking them what's their requirements, what's their carrier requirements. Some brokers going to be 90 days, 60 days. Some brokers going to be a year. Some brokers, I've bumped in some brokers, they want 5 years in business. Some brokers want 2 years in business. You just gotta, you gotta do your research, pull the DAC board up and just go down the list. Most of the loads that's on the DAC, most of the brokers that's on the DAC board is gonna require anywhere from 30 days to 6 months to pull freight for them. That's what you're gonna be looking for. And so TQL, I mean, most brokers I would say a good 50% of the brokers that's on the DAC board requires at least 30 days. That's the minimum, at least 30 days. 50% of the brokers. But, you got, Uber Freight, Epps Logistics, Scott Logistics. I think Epps Logistics require 90 days. But you got to do your own research. Just Googling. Worst I saw was a trucker, and the next dock was going same destination, got 1,200 for 800 miles, and I got 1,600. Problem was he uses a dispatcher for just booking his own loads. That's what I'm saying. You giving away $400 just because you don't want to call up on a broker. That's a lot of money just because you don't want to call up on a broker. That's just stupid. I mean, because with 800 miles, you want to shoot for $2 a mile. That's like minimum. I mean, you want to shoot for 800 miles, $2 a mile. It's as simple as that. So, whenever I look at miles on loads, I just double it for my rate. 900 miles, 1,800. 700 miles, 1,400. 600 miles, 1,200. I don't even think about it. So, what are the rates for vans looking like? Short hauls around Atlanta. In Atlanta, it's terrible. I wouldn't do loads in Atlanta. I don't do loads in Atlanta. So, because the rates are not, The thing is, with when you got populated metropolitan areas. Hold on, y'all. The thing is, when you got high populated areas, busy areas, when it comes to trucking, Atlanta has a lot of freight. Atlanta has a lot of freight, no doubt. If you got a truck and trailer in Atlanta, it's a lot of freight. But then Atlanta's got a lot of trucks, and you know, and when you the DAT board, the DAT board, the DAT has got tools on the load board, right? And it keeps track of the load to truck ratio. How many loads coming in, how many loads coming out of a certain area. And so as long as you can understand the truck to load ratio, you can do good out here. Because you wanna drive your truck into areas that's got a low truck to load ratio. For brokers, it's the opposite. But for us, we want more loads per truck in a certain area. That's giving you a chance to get a better rate on the load. And so when you're dealing with places like Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, Texas, it's heavily saturated with a lot of trucks. It's a lot of freight, but then it's a lot of trucks. And so places like Atlanta that's got more trucks to loads, the rates are gonna be garbage. The rates are just gonna be very low compared to what they should be paying. And so okay, yeah. So the rates are gonna be low because it's a lot of loads, but it is a lot of trucks. Because you got more trucks trying to get out of Atlanta than loads coming in. And just like anywhere else, you got to keep track of the truck to load ratio. So let me log into my my DAC board account. Hold on, y'all. Let me log in here. I want to show y'all something. Like, cause we got all these tools, and you know, you gotta learn how to use the tools that's available to you, so you can understand what's going on. Okay, so let me fix this here. Okay. All right, so on the DAC board, this is the DAC. This is my account. Okay, let me pull up Atlanta here. Let me see. Georgia. Okay. Hold on, there's a guy backing up over here. Guess who it is, Law? Y'all look at this. It's a travel local driver. The travel local driver. Go get your own authority, man. Stop giving travel local all that money. Okay, let me pull up Georgia. Okay. Hold on, y'all. I'm getting there. Let me pull up Georgia here. Georgia. Okay, in Georgia, you got 683 loads coming in and 1,700 loads coming out. Georgia. See there at the top? Georgia. 683 loads coming in and 1,700 loads coming out. What can you say about that? A little bit of common sense. What can you say about that? See if y'all can use a little bit of common sense. You got more loads coming out of area than you got loads coming in. What that's going to tell you? The rates are going to be low. If it was me, I wouldn't come to Atlanta unless the rate was good enough to adjust for coming in here. You got to get a good rate coming into Atlanta, which most guys don't. Most guys don't get a good rate coming in Atlanta. Atlanta is like, if I live in Atlanta, so it's not bad. But if you don't live in Atlanta, I wouldn't come here. If you live in Huntsville, Alabama, that's a good place to run. Memphis to Huntsville, you can get a damn good rate. When I'm up in that Alabama area, like Huntsville, Decatur, Alabama to Memphis, you can get $800. You can get $800 load going from Huntsville to Memphis. You're not gonna get that kind of rate in Atlanta because it's too many damn trucks. Me personally, I like to go to like sub-populated areas, not the boondocks, but in the middle. You know, the medium to medium-sized towns. And so if I see a load going to if I see a load going to let's see, I'm just trying to think. A load going to Fitzgerald, Georgia. That's a decent place to go. It's a lot of shippers down there, and there ain't a whole bunch of trucks in that area. You can get a damn good rate coming out. Going to just about anywhere. Okay. I'm trying to think of some places. Florence, Alabama. Florence, Alabama is a good place for me in the South. I don't know too many other places, but Memphis got good rates. Let me look at Tennessee. See, Tennessee has got, their truck ratio is 494 trucks coming in, 697 trucks going out. It's not the best, but it's decent. That means that Tennessee has got halfway decent rates. You can get market rate for your truck in Tennessee, because the numbers are close to saying you want the out number to be lower than the in number. That means you can get a good rate coming out of that area. Let me try to find one here. PA has got some good rates right now. Let me see. So yeah, I mean, to get good rates, you pretty much want a good balance of loads are coming in, loads coming out. Adrian say, damn, I'm going out of business. I let someone lease on to me. Dear friend, his truck got into a wreck. Now I'm stuck with all the stress of his other BS. No one wants to insure me. That's what I'm saying, man. It's, you know, somebody get in an accident, it's real tough, man. It's tough. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Exclamation thoughts. Put your insurance on hold and lease on for a second. Eddie says, just got my first carrier packet. Shahid Mustafa said, I think you want the out number to be higher than the in number. I think you're right. I think you're right, Shahid. I think I had it backwards. My bad. You right, Shahid Mustafa. My bad. My bad. You right. So the out number, so what I just said a while ago, scratch everything I just said a while ago. Scratch it. This is live, man. This is unscripted. It's live. So scratch everything I said a while ago. So you want the out number to be, yeah, you want the out number to be higher than the in number. You right. My bad, y'all. My bad. So you could probably get good, according to this, you could probably get good rates in Atlanta right now. Which it shows. It shows. I've been looking on different boards, the Uber Freight board. The rates are, they're not extremely high. They're not like, oh my God, 1,500, but I would say the loads are paying maybe $100 to $200 more to come out of Atlanta. My bad, y'all. But yes, you want the out number to be bigger than the in number. My bad. So I'm gonna go down the list here. So you got Alabama, it's got 368 loads coming in and 600 loads coming out. So based on this, that means you can get a good rate coming out of Alabama. Arizona, Arkansas, California. California is balanced. California's got 1,100 loads coming in, 1,200 loads coming out. So it's about balance. Colorado, you don't want to go to Colorado. Colorado's got 237 trucks coming in and 91 trucks coming out. Don't go to Colorado. Don't go to Colorado. Colorado is like Florida. I don't know. Connecticut, 116 loads coming in, 25 loads coming out. Don't go to Connecticut. Don't. DC got 11 loads coming in, 2 loads out. Delaware, 36 loads in, 4 out. Florida, 600 loads in, 900 loads out. According to this, you can get a good load coming out of Florida, but I don't know. I don't know. But this is just a tool. It's just a reference. You know, it's just a reference. You know, it's not 100%, you know, but it's something to give you an idea on what you need to be doing, you know, when you start your week and looking for loads, you know. Indiana, 500 loads in, 400 loads out. Kansas, they're about balanced. 200 loads in, 200 loads out. Kentucky, 300 loads in, 284 loads out. That's about balanced. They're balanced. Louisiana is terrible. 179 loads in, 463 loads out. Massachusetts, Maryland, Mississippi, Montana, Nebraska, let's see, New Jersey, North Carolina. North Carolina is balanced. 500 loads in, 500 loads out. Ohio, South Carolina. You can get a good load coming out of South Carolina. 262 loads in, 660 loads out. South Dakota, ain't nobody going to South Dakota. Tennessee, Texas. So, I mean, yeah, so it's just a tool, man, to give you an idea on what's going on out here. You know, it's just a tool. It's not 100%, you know. Eddie says, just got his first carrier packet from a friend that works at TQL. I know that's not saying much, but it's a start. I mean, you can get a carrier packet from anywhere. The thing is to fill the carrier packet out. You got to meet the insurance requirements. You got to meet the carrier requirements for the broker. I got a bunch of carrier packets I never filled out. They just sitting there. With TQL, you just go on RMIS. You like with TQL, you don't need to fill out a paper carrier packet. You do it. You could TQL. You can fill out a carrier packet on your phone. It's just like opening a Facebook account. You put your carrier name in there, your business address in there, your insurance. You fill out a W-9, and you know, and you ask a few questions. How many trailers you got? Are you drive-in, whatever, and you hit submit. Boom. You know, there's very few brokers out here that actually use a paper application carrier packet. So I'm looking, man. I really am. It's hard. I regret it. Guys, don't do it. What you mean, not getting your authority? Normally I get a good rate going into Georgia. Now Georgia's booming for reefer. I can't get nothing going in. Oh yeah, that's just how it is, man. It goes up and down, man. You just got to keep your eyes open. A lot of guys don't run their truck like a business, and so they just run their truck like they work at a bank or something, you know? A lot of guys run their truck like they work at a bank, and so they make trucking work around them instead of them working around trucking, which that's not a good way to run a business. No business runs like that. No business runs like that. You got to be flexible and adjust for the market fluctuations. That all lows in Georgia. I'm killing it with the postal out of Florida to Georgia and back. 1,100 up, 1,800 Ocala or Forest Park. Oh, you pulling mail? Yeah, I thought about getting a mail account. I thought about doing that. V-Roy says the money from someone leasing on is not worth the drama. Yeah, that's why, like, you know, um, companies like Traveloka, Mag, and all these companies, they charge so much money to lease on to them, and so um, you know, if you had a little mishap in business, man, don't let that deter you, man. You just gotta brush it off and keep it moving, man. Don't let that deter you. And see that's what happens with a lot of guys. That's what happens with a lot of guys. A lot of guys, what happened is one little small thing happens to them, right? And then one little small thing happens. They lease on a guy, he get in an accident, and then they quit and give it up. Oh man, I'ma quit. I'm gonna go get a company driver job. Nah, man. Brush that shit off and just keep trucking. You just keep trucking through it, man. You just gotta keep trucking through it. It's gonna be tough, but don't punk out. Don't do that. I know it's hard, it's tough, but it's a lot of things out here, a lot of opportunities out here, and you can't let a little small opportunity mess you up. So the 10K on 100K from that dude cannot replace the DOT drama and insurance rejection. I mean, just start a new authority. Just start a new authority. That's why you put and see, like, this is what you gotta understand. That's why you put things in a business name. So when you go get your authority, you gotta have a business. So you gotta go get an LLC or something like that, a corporation. Okay, you get an EIN number. Then you go apply for your authority. Okay. But then if something happens with the authority and you had a driver that get in an accident, just close the authority and go get another one. Now, for what I understand, you might get rejected on applying for a new authority, because I think the DOT is cracking down on people that's applying for multiple authorities. You know what I mean? But just take that as a lesson learned and move on. Big Dog said, thinking about doing the Dean Code program to get funding for my business doesn't make sense to be paying $700 a week, and it's not helping my business credit. The only bad thing about mail, it starts at 4 a.m. That ain't bad. Because you can book a load off the DAC board and the load, you have an appointment at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's trucking, man. This is trucking, man. See, a lot of guys be trying to create this banker like you work at a bank. This is trucking, man. Trucking is a 24/7 business. Right. That's what I was saying, V-Roar. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You can't, when you go and start a new authority, it's tough because they're cracking down on that stuff. They don't want people creating multiple authorities. And so, when you hiring guys, you just gotta hire guys, the best guys you can. And so when I start hiring guys, I need 10 years experience. I need you to have your own truck and trailer. I need you to have 10 years experience. And so when you got 10 years of experience, I don't want to see nothing on your driver's license. I don't want to see no accidents. I don't want to see no speeding tickets. I don't want to see none of that stuff in the last 10 years, because I know who I am, and I don't have no speeding tickets on my license. I ain't had no speeding tickets in I haven't had a speeding ticket since like 2003, 2004. If I can do it, if I hold myself to that same standard, I'm gonna hold the next guy to the same standard. I know who I am. I know my work ethic. I expect the next guy, if I'm gonna hire you in my authority, I expect the next guy to have that same work ethic. And so, not saying that nobody don't get into accidents, it's a risk, but at the same time, if you taking your truck that serious, if a person is taking their business that serious, they shouldn't be getting into that kind of stuff. If you out here playing around, flying, speeding like a fool, you're not taking this business serious. This is just you having fun. You're not being a professional. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a professional, you shouldn't be getting speeding tickets, because you should be obeying all the speed limit laws. You should be, you know what I mean? So it's just like, that goes on to say, like, that person's integrity, the person that you hired to run under your authority, okay? It goes on to say, what kind of a business owner are you? And you hiring these kind of people. Not saying that nobody can't get in an accident. I can get in an accident, but I'm saying, like, it's been since 2003 since I had a speeding ticket. Now, everybody get little tickets, a little parking ticket. I've gotten parking tickets. You park your truck in front of a fire hydrant or something like that, or because I know DOT officers out here, all DOT officers, but we talking about major moving violations. That's what I'm talking about. Major moving violations, speeding, accidents, them kind of things that occur points. And so now when I tell guys, because when I get your MVR and I submit it to OIDA Insurance, and they say, man, they need a minimum of 9-10 years experience, I can't even get mad at them at that, because if I hire a guy that's got 15 years in trucking and he never had a speeding ticket, I'm hiring that guy. That's just what it is. And I look at his CSA score, and he ain't never had a weight. He ain't never had a overweight violation. He ain't never had nothing. I'm hiring that guy. So sometimes when you hiring people, the information is right there. It's telling you their integrity. It's telling you who they are, the type of person they are, how they run their truck. So, FYI, this is a rating week. Rate's supposed to go up, since they say 20% of truckers be I don't get what you're saying. Deja Vu says you got to run a dyno on them first and do a diagnostic test before you let someone lease on to your authority. Does disobeying weight limit hold points on a license? No, it don't put points on your license. It go on your CSA score. The carrier get assessed points, and then as a professional truck driver, that goes on your DAC report. It don't go on your license with points, but as a professional truck driver, you have you got the DAC report and you got the CSA scoring system, and so not not uh, not driving points. It's a different system. If you don't drive a truck, you don't know what I'm talking about. If you're a truck driver, professional truck driver, you know what I'm talking about. The CSA scoring system and the DAC, the DAC system. And so when you get any kind of violation that you ever receive when you drive the truck is going to be on your DAC report. I don't care what it is. If you report it to your company, it's going to be on your DAC report. And so your CSA score, all of that. All of that. So when you go through a scale and the DOT officer said, come on in here, it's going to have your profile. It's going to have your profile. The DOT can pull that up and they're going to see every time that you've been pulled into a scale, every time you see the violation or you got a passing score on a anything, everything. I don't know about the Muslim holiday. No, I don't, because I'm not Muslim. Y'all a trip. Roman, will that affect insurance costs? It depends on the insurance company. But I mean, yeah, commercial truck insurers, they do pull a DAC report. They look at the CSA score. That's one of the major ways that they look at insurance. We not, it's pronounced. You a trip. But yeah, we are in commercial trucking here. We ain't talking about driving your car. We ain't talking about driving your car. I mean, y'all truck drivers, y'all know. Rates went up. The brokers that have the good paying loads give them out to drivers they have a relationship with. That's how the game go. That's how the game go out here. All industries work like that. Should you just pay it and hire a lawyer? It's a good question. Damn, bro, I ain't got to be Muslim to know. Yeah, I mean, I don't keep up with that kind of stuff, religions and stuff like that. Exclamation thought says he hates TQL. You hate TQL? I hate him too, man. Like every time you call up on a load, it'll be a load. You call up on a load, say picking up in Atlanta. You call on the load, and it's like, yeah, hi, Mr. Broker. I'm calling on a load, picking up out of Atlanta, Georgia, going down to Miami, Florida. And he'll run the load back by you, and he'll be like, oh, yeah, well, the load is not really picking up in Atlanta. It's really picking up in Dalton, Georgia, or it's picking up in Athens, Georgia. It's just an extra 75 miles. It's just an extra 65 miles. Come on, man. I'm like, dude, you said the load picks up in Atlanta. I want the load to pick up in Atlanta. Do you have that load? Oh, no, we don't have that. Okay, bye. Be wasting my time. I don't even waste my time calling on TQL loads. They just annoying. Yeah, I agree. Exclamation thoughts. TQL is something else. thus far, I booked 2 TQLOs. 2 TQLOs. I've had my authority almost a year and a half now, almost 2 years. It's gonna be 2 years in November. My authority is gonna be 2 years old in November. But I'm at a year and a half, and I've booked 2 TQLOs, 2 of them. And I call on them all the time. Because sometimes you pull a low board and TQL is the only broker on the board. So it's like, hell, let me call on and see. Let me see what I can get from TQL. Let me see. And there's always some BS. There's always some BS. TQL is a trip. Been in the game 2 years, 0 TQL. I know. Richard Brothers have 2014 to 2016 dry van starting at 5K. They've been going between 75 15K. Oh yeah? Rich Brothers? I checked them out. Rich Brothers. Rich Brothers. Oh, let's see. See what kind of lows they got. Ain't no lows on here. They probably got issues on the trailers. I mean, long as the trailer is sealed up pretty good and dry, it ain't really much to a dry van. Now, reefer trailers, you got to be a little bit more picky on it because, you know, you got to make sure it'll hold the proper temperature. But a dry van, long as it don't leak when it rain, got good tires on it, the floorboards is good, you good to go. Hey, what's going on? Mr. Sinister the Trucker, what's going on? Hey, brother, you my mentor. Thank you for all the knowledge. Man, what you talk about? You my mentor. Well, at least you one of my mentors anyway. Cause like, I be watching your videos, Mr. Sinister, and like, you come on, you bring this presence. You know, it's like, you know, just get it. You know, it just keeps you going like that. Like if you want some motivation, yeah, you know, watch your videos. You know, if you need to get up out the bed in the morning and you just need that powerful motivation and you need that powerful get up and go, hold on, let me see. Suffolk, Virginia. Suffolk, Virginia. But yeah, Mr. Sinister, I was looking at this low popped up on the board. But yeah, man, so yeah, Mr. Sinister, if any of y'all watch YouTube truckers and whatnot, y'all check out Mr. Sinister, the trucker. I'm sure y'all, because he got a lot of followers, so my channel is not big as his channel, but you know, he talk about trucking, and he talk about trucking on a broad spectrum. Like I talk about, owner operator stuff, business, real estate, and running your truck like a business, a spreadsheet. Sinister the trucker, he talk about more motivational type stuff, because the life of a truck driver, it's real tough out here. It's real tough out here. And if you a young truck driver, got a year or two under your belt, couple years under your belt, Sinister the Trucker is the channel to watch. It's a bunch of guys like Trucker Brown and stuff like that, because young drivers that's got a year or two experience, those guys easily get depressed because they're new to the industry. They don't know how to move themselves through the industry. And so it's easy to get depressed out here, you know what I mean? And it get tough. And so, and like you far away from home, you're not used to being far away from home, and you're not making no money, and, and like, Sinister the Trucker. So he just keeps that mindset and talks about having a positive mindset and being strong out here and not letting this trucking industry depress you. It gets tough sometimes out here. So that's where he comes in at, He's like I know I be preaching, but Sinister the Trucker, he preach harder than I do. It's a trip though. Rich Brothers. Yeah, man, yeah, you can holler at me anytime, man. My email is 404trucker@gmail.com. You can holler at me anytime. He got too much time on his hands. Yeah, I just booked the load. It just popped up there. It's 7,000 pounds. This load 7,000 pounds. Oh, I got a green light. I got a green light, y'all. You be watching this channel and he gets mad because he keeps on getting repair bills. I mean, sometimes when you out here on the road and in the heat of the moment, it's sometimes when you get hit with stuff in the heat of the moment, like sometimes you can't always just work on your truck yourself. Sometimes all that stress and dealing with the phone call and the breakdown issue, sometimes just taking your truck to the shop just makes sense. So, but hey, I got about an hour on here. I know a lot of guys don't like watching my videos for that long, but you know, I ain't really have much to talk about. I was just checking in with y'all. I came back from a vacation, man. You know, I had a cruise, I had some time off and stuff like that. So now I'm back in the truck. So, but hey, I appreciate y'all watching the videos, man. I'll see y'all next time.